For me, it is. I mean, I am spiritual, so I believe in two things. I believe in science, you
Yeah.
know, and I believe in spirit. And often people think the voice of spirituality and the voice of science are polar opposite. So let me take people down a scientific route for a moment. So if we look at science, and let's say for the next 3 minutes, we follow the strictest principles of science. I want no woo-woo, I want no waffle, I want no religious bullshit, I just want hard science. I'll give you the hard science. Thermodynamics is a real discipline of science. The second principle of thermodynamics is called entropy. Entropy means in a closed environment where chaos enters, this chaos eventually takes over. So think about you've a line of beautifully stacked dominoes, all perfect, and then one falls. What happens to all the dominoes? You can't stop the perpetual motion. Unless someone steps in and stops all the dominoes being knocked, they're all going to fall. In an environment where chaos steps in, eventually chaos takes over. So, in the universe, we can predict where the sun's going to rise. We can predict the Earth's atmospheric pressure, its temperature. We can predict the position of all the different planets. We can predict all the different cosmic cycles. We can predict the tilt of the axis. We can predict with incredible accuracy. In order for any one of those things to happen in that way, millions and billions of things has to happen. And when you work out scientifically or mathematically the chances of any one of those things remaining constant, it is -0. There is no chance. The chance of the predictability we have is not right. Because we know the universe is constantly moving, every cell, every atom, every vibration, everything in the universe is in a constant state of movement. And it looks like everything's just randomly moving everywhere. So if that random chaos was to persist with nobody to guide it, then it would be chaos. And our ability to predict the sun, the moon, the gravity would be in disarray. But we know there is a thing called the cosmological constant. What's the cosmological constant? The cosmological constant is our ability to predict Earth's atmosphere, Earth's position, position of the sun, position of the moon, stars' position, rotational speed. It is everything that we need to survive. So science will tell you the chances of any of these things happening and staying stable 2 days in a row is 0. But we know what happens. So the cosmological constant is where strict science runs out of road. So let's follow science to the limit. In order for the cosmological constant, in order for that consistency to be in place, science, not religion, says that in order for that environment to stay stable, there must be a separate external field of energy that is recorrecting and reshaping and keeping the universe on track. And science, not religion, says that that external field of energy must possess two things: intelligence and awareness. So science is saying there is a field out there that is bigger, greater, and separate to the field of the universe. And that field has both awareness and intelligence. And it is somehow guiding, shaping, controlling the universe. Deepak Chopra and Stephen Hawking were lifelong enemies but lifelong friends because they brought the best out in each other. And at the end of Hawking's life, in one of his last interviews, he said, "I've come to realize that there is a thing out there. It has awareness, it has intelligence, and it is guiding the universe." And Deepak said, "You mean God?" And all Hawkins said was, "It's not God. Shut up with your God. But I'll give you, there is something out there." So science is telling us there is an external field that has both awareness and intelligence. And it is guiding and shaping everything in our universe. That sounds a lot like the spiritual tradition to me. Teilhard de Chardin, an incredible French Jesuit priest, is one of the greatest leaders that has looked at all of incredible technical science and realize that science and spirituality are saying the same thing. If we think we're alone, if we think that there's not a quantum field or a field of consciousness, a field of awareness, or a divine consciousness, whatever name you want to give it, everything in this universe is both existent because of, existent within, and at all times connected to that eternal field that has awareness and intelligence. And we are not controlling the universe. We do not create the universe. We have been willed into existence by a field of intelligence who has an incredible awareness, who is constantly monitoring, guiding, and keeping us safe.